Well, today we're gonna find out something new about each other, aren't we? Welcome to Hazelnut Latte. This is an adult femboy dating sim where your coffee comes extra creamy. This game is very queer. You get to date several characters over the course of the game, and genuinely, this is one of my favorite visual novels, and I hope I'll be able to show you why. Anyway, here are your disclaimers. This is an arrow gaze, so please be aware of that. It is difficult to say when your addiction to coffee began. You always laughed at the jokes made in movies or birthday cards about not wanting anyone to talk to you until you've had your coffee. Not because they were particularly funny, but because you found them silly. Could a simple drink be so important to someone? Now that you've grown up, you realize it is. Coffee can be so sweet, rich, and invigorating. If you didn't have some espresso shots in your system by 10 o'clock, you would be in a right foul mood. When work caused you to travel, you would maximize your time to hit the area's top-rated coffee shops. Work had just sent you to a small town out near the coast, Jade City. Google Maps was your best friend in checking reviews and scouting the area. You found one that had fairly positive reviews but looked to be not as busy. Welcome to Jade City. From here, you can decide where you want to go next. Hover over the area you want to go, and when it lights up, you can click on it. Right, let's go. Getting out of your ride, you arrive at Cafe Astro, a quiet area on the northern side of the river. It appeared to be your usual locally owned city coffee shop. This game features interactable moments where you need to interact with the world or a character to advance. God, whoa, I didn't know that we can interact with the sign. Cafe Astro. You wonder what kind of name was that? Astro? Was that some kind of Greek thing? Nah, short for estrogen. Well, I can look up. Peering up, you can see that apartments were built above the cafe, a way to increase residency and drive commerce. You were worried that the cafe might be filled with teens and stay-at-home moms in their pajamas, who waddled downstairs for a fresh cup of coffee. You sighed, rubbing your face with your hands. It was an important day today, and you knew that you were just stressed from a lack of caffeine. Right, anything else? No? Alright, let's head in. Hey there, cutie. What's up? A younger guy in a green jacket sat staring off into nothing. His eyes barely moved as he held that somber stare into the abyss. You shook your head and turned away. Right, anything else to interact with around here? No? Alright, let's just go see the best boy. Hello! Look at the counter. You saw who was calling your attention. Hey, Hazel! She had long, blonde hair kept up by a hat. Her smile was chipper and inviting. Welcome to Cafe Astro. I'm Hazel, and I'll be your barista today. How you doing, handsome? Stepping up to the counter, you noticed that Hazel was by herself. She kept her smile as she watched you. I'm doing well. Thanks. You? Another slow day in the neighborhood. She gave a short laugh and flipped some rogue hair from her face. I noticed that. No much business? Hazel snorted. Not since they opened that Frappy Star around the corner. And a bubble tea place. Basically drove all the business away and left me bored out of my gourd. Isn't that just the way? I'm sorry to hear that. Online, this place has amazing reviews. Are you from around here? No, actually. I'm on a business trip. I just like to check out local cafes. Definitely beats Frappy Star. It better. Hazel gave you a smirk, and they both laughed. They're overpriced, and those machines? Ugh, takes all the fun out of making coffee. The taste is so much different when you go to small shops like these. Something... I don't know. True to it? It's almost scary how every Frappy Star tastes the same. It's also far too sugary. Don't get me wrong, I love sweet things. But coffee should be a little bitter. Raw, you could say. She laughed at something and her eyes scanned you. Yeah, I'm definitely with you. Yeah. I think what I really hate is the monopolizing. You know, they don't even have a Funkin' Donuts on the West Coast. Because they don't want to compete with Frappy Star. You both laughed as you recited the whole trivia. Wow, it's nice to talk to someone who gets it. You're an avid coffee drinker too, then. College made me this way. As did the shop. I was always a tea guy, guru. But I needed money, so I started working here. And yeah, I'm a changed person. It's an addiction. But it could be worse, right? Much worse. We actually had a guy held up in our bathroom doing drugs. Had to make it so we unlocked the bathroom despite there being a code on the door. It's crazy what people do to themselves. Jeez, that is wild. People do the weirdest stuff in public bathrooms. I was at a grocery store using the bathroom, and this guy shuffles in, closes the stall, and then I hear a can opening. A can? Hello? No! Yeah. Half a minute later, a can hits the ground and rolls towards me. It was wacky. It sure sounds like it. Silence suddenly takes over the cafe. The two of you stare at each other. It isn't awkward, but it is intense. Like there was friction in the air. Hazel blinked it away and shook her head. So, what do you want? You glanced from the menu to her face. Hazel was still smiling, but it turned from a friendly customer service smile to something almost flirtatious. Well, what do you recommend? Well, that depends on what you're in the mood for. Do you need a quick pick-me-up to be on your way? I can get you an espresso. Do you want something super sweet to enjoy? I can make any manner of frappe you want. Do you want something strong with a sweet kick? I can make it my special. What's your special? Well, a hazelnut latte, of course, with alternative milk. Hazel giggled and smiled at you with bright eyes. So, what will it be, handsome? She asked, biting her lower lip. Wait, why does the frappe lead to a different, scene? I would love a hazelnut latte, please. Like, I would love a hazelnut latte. Oh, God. Know what? I am very intrigued by this hazelnut latte. Since it is your special and you are a very special girl. Hazel blushed a ruby red as she took a cup from the counter and started to write on it. You're very sweet. It's just, well, you're nice to talk to, you stammered, feeling a bit embarrassed by being so openly flirtatious. You didn't want to be one of those guys that mistook standard customer service kindness for flirting. But the way Hazel looked at you, talked to you, and smiled at you, there was some connection happening. Maybe you were reading into it, or you were just reading it as it is. Thanks. So that is gonna be $4. Shit, maybe you were overstepping. Now she seemed to be drawing back. Sure thing. Here. Thank you. Can I get a name for that order? My name. It's Lion. Alright. I'll get right on that. Lion. Sorry if what I said made you uncomfortable. Hazel's eyes lit up, and her face maintained its crimson color. No. Well, not a bad uncomfortable. A good kind. It's fine. You're fine. I'm just a mess. She laughed and moved over to the espresso machine. Hazel ground the right amount of beans and tapped them down before twisting them into the machine. The shots began to flow as she smiled up at you. I just don't typically get, flirted with? If that is what, this is. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're at work, and I don't normally do that. I just felt, Oh no. I think I needed that coffee more than I thought. You laughed nervously and Hazel's blush lessened as she smiled at you. It's okay. God. Sorry for making it so awkward. Here. I'm going to, go get the milk from the kitchen. Be right back. Hazel took the coffee cup and left through a door behind her into what was likely the kitchen. Your eyes lingered on her butt, which looked to want to burst out of her blue jeans. You groaned as you stood there at the counter. You felt like things had gotten out of hand. Fast. First attempt at flirting with someone in public that you thought had a real connection with. And it utterly backfired. You gazed around the cafe at the other patrons, expecting them to be staring at you and laughing. But the man with the laptop was gone, as was the old lady. There was an old lady? You were alone. The hell was I thinking? I'm just some mid-level businessman. Why did I think I had a chance with a cute girl like her? What would I even do? It's not like I live here and could date her. Is that why I did it? No repercussions? God, I'm dumb. You stood there, stewing in your own self-pity for a few more moments. Then you realized that Hazel had been gone for some time. What was taking her so long? No one else was around and the cafe was empty. Did she fall and hurt herself? Should you go investigate? Well, also, like, in case anyone's wondering, okay, so these choices with the eggplants typically denote that you are hitting down an eros scene. It's mainly for streamers to, like, avoid these scenes so that they do not get demonetized. But I will, of course, be, like, cutting out these scenes and putting them up on Patreon later. So if you guys do want to check it out, hey, link to that is in the comments. But let's go look for Hazel. I should probably go look for her. If she fell. Who'd know? Alright, well, I am supposed to go look for Hazel. Let's go. Deciding to be the hero, you stepped behind the counter. It was weird to see a coffee shop from this angle with all the machinery and coffee beans. You noticed bottles of syrup with one labeled Hazelnut. You wondered why Hazel hasn't used it yet. Peering through the windowed door that led further back, you saw a very unusual sight. Hazel's apron was pushed to the side, and her pants were discarded on the ground. In one hand, she held your coffee cup, and in the other. You moved away from the door and took your spot back in front of the counter. In case any of you were wondering, okay, yeah, Hazel really did give us that, hazelnut latte. Not going to explain what that is. Suddenly, the door to the kitchen opens and Hazel comes back out with your cup and a container of what looked like some alternative milk. She looked brighter than she had before, as if something was relieved off her shoulders. Sorry. That took a bit. It's a damn maze back there. You'd be surprised how big a coffee shop's kitchen is. No, it's okay. I understand. I mean, hey, anything for the best quality coffee, am I right? I mean, hell, that's one hell of milk you gave me. She poured some milk into a pitcher and began to steam it. If you're wondering, yeah, I'm not mad at you. Or anything. I could clearly tell. Thank God. The two of you laughed. I was, being a bit too flirty. You're right. I'm at work. I should know what being too nice brings. Not that you took advantage of that or anything. I was definitely, sending some signals. Calling me handsome and biting your lip at me is like an air traffic controller waving me down for a landing. But, yeah, I get you. Hazel stared at you for a moment before giggling. Wow, and funny too. How do you think I survived corporate America? Lattes? Those certainly help. God, this is not how it works in the movies. Huh. Oh yeah, much less awkward. But that's what you get when you script attraction. Everyone says the perfect thing and everything lands. That's not how life works. Nah, that would be way too easy. Hazel stopped the steamer and slowly poured the milk into the cup. Snapping a lid on, she placed it in front of you with a smile. One hazelnut latte for the handsome man. You looked around the cafe and then smiled at her. Hazel responded in kind. You stared at the drink for a moment, knowing exactly how it was made. What made it such a special latte? Did they do this often? Or were you the first? Your mind wandered back to how sexy Hazel looked in the kitchen. Did it really matter? Taking the cup in your hand, you sighed. I hope you like it. Me too. You took a long sip of the coffee. There was the espresso, well roasted and bold. Foamy oat milk brought out all the flavors. Even one you were unfamiliar with. It tasted sweet and salty. You eyed Hazel and smiled. It tastes really good, actually. You say that like it's surprising. Well, I just don't know what I was expecting from this special drink of yours. I mean, I didn't even see you use... Before you could finish what you were saying, before you could reveal what you knew, the coffee cup slipped for just a moment. You reactively tried to catch it, but you only held on to the lid. Damn, my coffee! No! The coffee fell and crashed to the ground. The momentum of the fall caused the coffee to splash up and completely soak your pants. The heat from the coffee was only mildly painful. Hazel's face lit up with shock. Oh my god! Are you okay? Yeah. Wow. I am so sorry. Oh, don't be sorry. Go clean up in the bathroom. I'll deal with this here. The code is 0810. Alright. I am so sorry about the mess. This game features interactable moments where you need to interact with the world or a character to advance. I know. I need to click on the door on the right. 0810. Yoink. Correct. Punching in the code, you rushed into the bathroom. Once inside, you quickly made your way to the paper towel dispenser. You quickly began to wipe your hand back and forth in front of the sensor. More paper spat out at you, and you were able to begin patting yourself down. God, I'm such an idiot. And I got that meeting soon, too. After a minute, you had gotten most of the wet drink off of you. There was still residue, and clearly, your pants were stained at least. Sighing, you took off your pants and ran the more stained pots underwater. Scrubbing desperately with the hand soap dispenser, you tried to clean your pants. Then you heard a beeping noise. Spinning around quickly, you saw Hazel enter the bathroom and quickly shut the door behind her. Hey, don't be startled. I just want to make sure you were okay. Hun? She smiled at you sweetly, so you saw her eyes wander down. I am very much indecent right now, Hazel. I'm fine. A little pricked up, but that's fine. Physically, I'm fine. Anyway, I think my pride might have taken a slight beating. But yeah, I'm doing okay. That's wonderful. I was so worried about you. That looked so horrible. I shut down the cafe for a bit since I mopped the floor. Anything I can help with in here? Actually, I think I'm doing okay. I just gotta get the stains out of my pants, and then they gotta dry. I think I'll be okay, though. But, I'm kinda underdressed? It's a little embarrassing. Hazel blinked and smiled. Oh, yeah. I am so sorry. It's okay, Hazel. You turned back to your work, desperately scrubbing out the stains. Worry filled your mind. Would your pants dry in time? Could you make it to the meeting? You were so preoccupied you never heard Hazel, but suddenly you felt her breath. On your crotch. Hello? What are you doing down there? Hazel cast you a shy smile once he was back in his uniform and all cleaned up. Also, if anyone's wondering what happened, basically we find out that, yeah, Hazel's a femboy, and let's just say that we were on our knees and definitely not for the Lord, okay? I hope your pants are dry now. I should go open back up. This was incredible. Before you could say another word, Hazel was gone. Sighing, you checked your pens and they were fine, if not a tad stained. Picking up your phone, you found that the meeting was still only 30 minutes away. Checking ride times, you found one that could get you there in 25. You booked it, got dressed, and went out into the cafe. Hazel was at the register, taking someone's order. You wanted to say something. Everything felt so unfinished, unsaid. He looked up and smiled at you. It was genuine and heartbreaking. You left the cafe. The meeting went well, and you were ushered into lunch, and then a follow-up meeting, then dinner. Before you knew it, you were back on a plane, heading home. You couldn't sleep. All you could think of was having a hazelnut latte. End of episode 1. It had been a few months since your trip to Cafe Estro. You had gone about your life, attending meetings, working, but something felt missing, incomplete. Your thoughts often drifted back to Hazel. In the months between, you consumed copious amounts of Femboy content. Hello? Jerked your... shot your goo till it was raw. And you didn't think you had any chance of turning back. Not when you had finally had... Can I even say that on YouTube? I don't know. But it wasn't just the sex or the allure. You felt a connection with Hazel you hadn't felt before. A connection you had to rekindle. With some paid time off accrued, you asked for some time off. You bought your ticket, booked a hotel, and flew back to that coastal town. Stepping into Cafe Estro, you smelled that sweet, familiar scent of coffee. The cafe had a few customers, and once again, Hazel was at the counter. He looked just as cute as when you'd last seen him. He was busy making an order for someone, not yet realizing your presence. Here's that caramel latte for you. Thanks, Hazel. Anytime. The customer walked away, and Hazel turned to see who was next. He stopped for a moment as your eyes met with his. You smiled, as did he. Well, look who it is. Big businessman back in town. Another meeting, Lion? Huh? Actually, no. You stepped up to the counter, and for a split second, Hazel gasped at your closeness. I don't have a meeting, or at least, I'm not here on business. Oh? So what brings you out here? You. Nah, not just for the coffee. Oh? So are you going to buy something? Yeah, in a sec. First, I just want to say that I haven't stopped thinking about us. When I was here last, what we did, the connection I felt with you. It might have all just been a spur-of-the-moment lust we both experienced, but I'm hoping it was just a very odd start to something more. Something special. So if you feel like this might be something more, I want to take you on a date. I want to get to know Hazel. The air was sucked out of the room as time slowed. Hazel stared at you, his face turning a bright crimson. You idly plucked at a loose string on your shirt hem. Well, Lion, wow, I understand if I maybe overstepped a boundary, but I can just... Yes, I want to. I want to go on a date with you. You were about to turn when you suddenly stopped. Hazel stared at you with a big smile on his face. I would love to, actually. You really flew back here just to ask me on a date? Well, yeah. Hazel laughed to himself. Well, then the least I can do is go on a date with you. I mean, who knows what might happen. He winked, and now it was your turn to blush. So, where did you want to go, handsome? Do you like Italian? He laughed. I feel like you have to like Italian. I mean, pizza, spaghetti, stromboli, alfredo, risotto, lasagna. You really can't lose. A solid pick. Great, Where should I pick you up? We both know you don't have a car. He laughed, but it wasn't mocking. I'll meet you there. What's the place? Noto's Notorious Cuisine. Hazel laughed as he punched the name of the restaurant into his phone. Well, that's quite the name. What time? 7? Perfect. Gives me time to get ready. So, I'll see you then, Lion? You sure will. But I really did want that coffee. Hazel rolled his eyes and smiled. Of course, sir. What can I get you? You ordered your favorite coffee and stepped aside as Hazel helped the line of customers that formed behind you. You got your drink, but Hazel was too busy to talk anymore. Oh, before you go, take my number. I got his number! Sweet! Hazel wrote it down on the back of your receipt. Text me, handsome. You smiled and nodded. Will do. You waved goodbye as Hazel waved back with a wink and a smile. The two of you should have plenty of time to speak at dinner. You could talk without any interruptions or meetings to get to. Hazel will have no customers waiting on him to get drinks. It would just be the two of you, sitting in a nice restaurant. You headed back to your hotel room to prepare for the night. You had no idea what was in store for tonight. Was this the right move, flying all the way back here to see if this chance meeting was something more? Doubts didn't matter anymore. It was time. It was 6:45 p.m. The reservation was already set. You tapped your foot anxiously. Hey, handsome. You seem nervous. Turning, you saw Hazel. Wow, he looks so cute. God damn. He was wearing a cute black top with a crisscross exposed chest and a red plaid skirt. His blonde hair was down in a beautiful tumble of curls. Hazel blushed when you looked at him. What's that face for? You just stunned me is all. Cute. Hazel smirked and stepped up to you. Hey, Lion, do you really want to do this? What do you mean? Well, I mean, I'm a guy. What, two guys can't go on a date? You're sure this is what you want? I mean, we just randomly screwed in a bathroom. Not an incredibly romantic start to a relationship. Is that what we are? Hazel blushed. Oh, shut up. If you hate this, I'll fly home and you won't see me again. It's not like I live here and you have to worry about seeing me when you're shopping. I'll just be somebody that you used to know. That is such a dated reference. Yet you got it. That's all that matters to me. Hazel sighed, rubbing his arms. I'm down to try. Good. He opened the door to the restaurant and waved Hazel in. Pretty boys first. Hazel stuck his tongue out at you as he passed and went into the restaurant. The two of you stepped inside the Noto's Notorious Cuisine and you were a little taken aback. Hey, did you go here before you took me? No. I saw that it had really, really good reviews online. Huh. Okay. It was a large restaurant with moody golden light and a delicious air of Italian cuisine. And the most shocking part of all, the dozens of feminine waiters on roller skates moving around the establishment. Did you know that it was literally a restaurant full of femboys? How could I have known? It just said it had authentic Italian cuisine and a positive environment. Yeah, positive because all these men get to stare at Bussy all night. Oh, God. Hey, Jezebel. One of them suddenly rolled up to the two of you and eyed you both over critically. He wore a white crop top with a chest window and a short white miniskirt. Hey, folks. My name's Jazzy, and I'll be a waiter this evening. Hey, we have a reservation for 7 p.m., Lion? Oh yeah, you were expected. Follow me, please. Eyeing Hazel, you both followed Jesse as he rolled to an empty table. I love how, like, God, it actually fits how they're just sliding across the screen. Like, considering, like, Jesse's on roller skates. Here you two go. I'll leave you with the menus, and I'll be back to check up on you. Thanks, Jesse. You both sat down, and you looked up to find Hazel looking right at you. What? You seem upset. You really didn't know this place was a restaurant full of femboys? I didn't even know such a place existed! I thought Femboy Hooters was a myth! I thought it was just a meme! Besides, I don't live here. Did you know about this place? I had heard of some place that had femboy waiters, but I didn't know where. Do you want to go somewhere else? We can go, it's okay. That's cool. You got reservations and everything. Besides, we're already sitting. Let's just focus on each other and we'll be fine. Yeah, you better focus. Don't judge me like that, Hazel! Oh, like I'm the only one who might look? I'm not really into femboys. I just am one. You, on the other hand, are the certified chaser. Chaser? It's like a slang. A chaser is a guy who wants to screw femboys. And you did bring us here. You're not gonna let that go, are you? You can't accept that this is a bizarre accident? Bizarre? Sure. But an accident? Well... Hazel winked and laughed. You like to push buttons? Isn't that why they're there? To be pushed? You're a little shit, you know that? Part of my charm. Now, what are you getting? I'm getting the chicken parm. That feels simple. It's not my fault that all Italian food has been simplified and sold frozen all across the world. You ever have a proper ramen? It might seem basic, but when done right, damn. Alright, fair enough. I guess I'll do ravioli carbonara. This man insults me and then gets freaking Chef Boyardee. It's got bacon bits! How can I say no? Chef Boyardee. You want a drink? I'll just get some iced tea. Oh no, you're not a kid, are you? I feel like I should have asked that way sooner. I just don't want alcohol. You're safe from Chris Hansen. Oh, you don't drink? I've tried it. Just always tastes like shit. Don't even try to tell me you know of a magical drink that tastes good, because I can assure you, it doesn't. Hey, I'm not gonna force you. Just curious is all. Out of solidarity, I'll get a ginger ale. You don't have to do that for me. It's not fun drinking alone. Gotta keep my wits about me. Don't want to make a bad impression on our first date. Besides, ginger ale is the bomb! Hazel blushed and flipped through the menu absentmindedly before closing it. Suddenly, Jesse rolled up to the table. Hey cuties, you decide what you want? You tensed as Jesse called you cuties. Looking over at Hazel, you could see his eye twitch a little. This was not going well. You had a funny feeling that Hazel didn't enjoy sharing, at least not with this random waiter. Quickly, you decided to take charge, not wanting to hear what Hazel will likely say to this waiter. Hey, yeah, I'll get the ravioli carbonara, and he'll get the chicken parmesan? Ooh, good choice. Very good choice. You could feel anger radiating from Hazel, but decide not to look over at him. Hazel, chill out! Hazel, chill! Drinks, sweetie? Yeah, I'll get a ginger ale and an iced tea for my date. Date, huh? Well, aren't you two a cute couple? Jesse leaned over your table slowly and retrieved the menus. I'll get that order in for you. Jesse winked at you before rolling off to the kitchen, and you couldn't help but notice his thick thighs and his devilishly underbutt peeking out from the skirt. Jesus, he's really hot. Should I try to sneak a peek? No! No, that will be a horrible idea. You decide to focus on your date. Turning back to Hazel, he was fuming. Whoa, they sure are chipper here, huh? Suddenly, Hazel stood up. I'm going to the bathroom. I need to freshen up. Is everything okay? It's fine, sweetie. Hazel stood up and strode to the bathroom. You also couldn't help look at his ass. Why? Why am I like this? I mean, to be fair, like Hazel has a hell of a nice butt. Groaning, you laid your head down on the table. Why was this so difficult? Why was Hazel mad? He couldn't have known you glanced at Jesse's ass. It was only for a moment. Was it even a bad thing? You two weren't even a couple. Did you want to be? Or were you just some horn dog? Dating is so hard. You never had time for it with your job. And now you were on a date. With a guy, no less. Life was becoming so odd. Hey, cutie. Why so down? I got your breadsticks. Look up from your misery. You found Jesse there. He had a hand on his hip and was smiling at you. In his other hand was a basket of breadsticks he placed onto the table. Oh, hey there. Thanks. Why so glum? Date night not going so well? It just started. Think maybe he's nervous. First date then? Yeah, we met at a cafe shop. So this is our first time really spending time together. No, that is so cute. Well, I'm sure you two will make a great couple. Just such a shame. Shame? Yeah, there's a line for the bathroom. Why is that? Well, because our restaurant has a top-of-the-line restroom. Super powerful hand dryers, a Japanese bidet, the whole nine. That smells like... That smells like a whole lot of horse crap. Jesse giggled, twirling his body and making his skirt lift a little. He almost caught a glimpse of his bulge before he looked back at him. Sorta. Why'd you bring your date here? It had really good reviews, and I was gonna lose choosing Italian food. Huh. Well, if you hadn't noticed, we have a very special waitstaff here. I noticed that. People come here for something special. Unlimited breadsticks? Jesse smirked, bit his bottom lip, and leaned over. His warm breath pushed against your ear as he whispered, How about you follow me right now and you can fill me with your unlimited breadstick, cutie pie? Jesse stood up and flashed you a devilish smile before extending his hand. What do you say? No, I'm waiting for Hazel. No. By the way, choosing to take his hand, yes, you'll be able to have a great time with Jesse, but it would also lead you to a game over, okay? I unfortunately made this mistake before. Let's wait for Hazel. You looked away and saw the line for the restroom spilling out into the aisle. Even from your seat, you could hear the murmur of displeased customers. Glancing back at Jesse, he was definitely attractive. He looked so feminine and sexy in his tight, revealing uniform. That skirt was so short that it left little to your imagination, but the little that remained caused a stirring in your pants. This was how you ended up with Hazel. Was this so wrong? Yes, you decided. This was different. Now you're with Hazel. Even if the two of you weren't official, this was still your date. I'm honored to have the honor, but I'm with my date. Jesse retracted his hand and crossed his arms across his chest. He looked down at you with pity in his eyes. Fine. You know, he's probably getting back shots in a bathroom by some horny rich man. I just figured you'd like a shot since you're one of the rare young and nice-looking guys that come in here. Hazel isn't getting back shots and neither are you. Jesse scoffed and rolled away in anger. Can you just imagine someone just freaking rolling away on roller skates angrily? It's just such a funny scene. Wait, let me show you what it looks like. It's just like oh man. You sat there for a moment, stewing in your own disgust. What kind of place was this? Was this some kind of femboy brothel? You shuddered, but were happy that Hazel didn't work at a place like this. But Jesse's words haunted you. Was Hazel occupied? No, there's no way. You grabbed one of the breadsticks and started eating. Time became a blur of worry and breadsticks. There were many times you almost stood up to go find him. But would that be weird? What if Jesse was just messing with you? Make you feel insecure since you made him feel undesired? That would be mean, but why would Hazel be loyal to you? Who are you two? Dude, did you eat all the breadsticks? Looking up, you saw Hazel as he sat down across from you. Hey, you were gone for so long, I couldn't help it. Yeah, sorry about that. There was a freaking line for the bathroom and some creep was hitting on me. Jeez, are you okay? Fine. This place is super weird, isn't it? No kidding. When you were gone, our waiter hit on me. Freaking knew he would! Is that why you were mad? I just don't get why he thought it would be okay to be so openly slutty when we were clearly on a date. We're here together. Why would that be okay? I would leave a really spicy Google review, but I feel like these waiters are part of the, charm. So, you didn't take up on whatever he was offering? Hell no, it was really freaking weird! Oh, good. I like you, Lion. I like you too. Can I ask you an honest question? No judgment, it won't affect us. I just want to know. Shoot. Are you into polyamory? Like dating multiple people at once where everyone knows what's up? Yeah, that. Is that something you're into? In real life, no. I don't know if I have the capacity to do this, but just so that we can have a bunch of love interests in this game, yes. I am. You are? Hey, I thought no judgment. I'm not judging you for being into it. I just didn't expect it from you. Well, I am, if the right people are involved. Have you done it before? Oh, once in high school. These two girls were teasing me about it, and one day I took them up on it. We dated for a while, had good times. Sex? Does it matter? I'm just curious. Yeah, we had sex. Thank you for the honesty. That is how these relationships work. Honesty. Keeping everyone in the loop and understanding each other's needs. Takes a lot of work, but it's pretty rewarding. Would you want that kind of relationship? If the right people are involved, yeah. But right now, I'm focusing on you. A different waiter came in, dropped off our food and drinks. Clearly what you said to Jesse made him not want to serve you anymore. I'm happy you didn't do anything. Well, I'm with you, aren't I? Hazel smiled and began to dig into his food. He took a bite and then frowned. Hey, try your food. Okay. He took a bite and paused before spitting it out. Whoa, that is freaking cold. This place is hell. You both began to laugh before settling down and looking into each other's eyes. So, who is Hazel? All I know is that you're a barista with a witty personality and you like to dress like a girl. Oh, and you go to college. What for? Gender studies. Really? Hazel chuckled. No, not at all. I'm studying history. I've always been fascinated with the past and stories of old. What got you interested in that? I guess I spent a lot of time watching history documentaries when I was younger. And a lot of modern movies and books are based on history. I mean, look at Dance of Swords. That show captivated the world for like a decade before the awful 8th season. Just the 8th? It was pretty bad leading up to that. Season 8 was just a season where all the flaws got to be incredibly noticeable. Huh, I agree. I just figured you were one of those normies that only think Season 8 was bad. You better quit thinking I'm a normie real quick. Hazel smiled and sipped his tea. Noted. God. Thank God that the tea is at least good. Anyway, you look at a show like that based on a book series that itself was heavily inspired by The War of Roses. So much history has amazing stories just hidden in there to be dissected. So you want to be a history teacher? Professor? That'd be nice. One day. A good teacher gets to take these stories that are incredibly interesting but written so dryly and gets to tell them in an exciting way. It's kind of like being an actor. In a way, a performer, a public speaker. I'm also taking some acting classes, but it's really to help me to get out of my shell. My roomie goes with me sometimes. Oh? You have a roommate? Yeah, his name is Robbie. A guy roommate? You need to calm down before you get any fantasies brewing. Whoa, I would never. You better. So that's why you work at the cafe, to afford school? Well, to afford rent, really. I got a scholarship for running track. You run? Cross country, marathons, etc. Why do you think I got this nice ass and toned physique? I thought it was something they were putting in those coffee. Is the espresso turning men into feminine boys? Oh god, I freaking love that line. God, I need to use that somehow. Is it also turning the frogs gay? Maybe it is. This might be a good time to bring up how I know he came in my coffee. But do I want to confront him about that? Actually, it's actually fine to confront Hazel about the Hazelnut Latte. It's actually a pretty nice conversation you have here. You know, that kind of reminds me. We didn't really get a chance to talk about it last time, but when I saw you in the kitchen, making my drink, Hazel blushed a bright red and let out a shaky sigh. Oh, that's right. I mean, it was my choice to drink it. When I saw you in there, I could have left, but I stayed, and I guess I wanted to drink it, or maybe see how far I could get. I guess, but what I'm wondering is, why? Oh, wow, this is not how I imagined things going. I'm not gonna lie, I've been pretty embarrassed by that for a while now, but honestly, I'd just been broken up with. My last boyfriend never wanted to do stuff with me since he was so weirded out by all my feminine stuff. I was pretty frustrated and sexually pent up. You and me were hitting it off really well, and I honestly don't know what I was thinking, but I got very horny and couldn't help myself. It was pretty messed up of me to put something in your drink without you knowing. I didn't know if I would ever see you again, and I don't know. I am sorry, Lion. I forgive you. Hey, it was a bit weird, but also pretty hot. Yeah, I would just like for us to be together before I put your bodily fluids in me, okay? Right. You're not mad? Again, a little weird, but also a little hot. I didn't know what I was doing and had a chance to avoid doing it. In a moment, as two strangers, it was, I don't know. It was exciting. Like jaywalking across a busy street and make it without a scratch. You know, you shouldn't do it. It's a crazy thing to do. If somebody asked you if you would, you'd naturally say no. But in that moment, I think we both just wanted to be exciting. I think that's what it was. Thank you, Lion. Yeah, it's water under the bridge. Wait. How long were you watching me? My heart sunk in my chest. Well, I mean... You tried to be all high and mighty with me, but you watched me jerk off? But I thought you were hurt! You don't look like you used Life Alert. You watched as I stronged my dong and you happily drank my splooge. God, I have to keep freaking censoring myself for YouTube. God, it just... I don't know how y'all feel about it. God. You're just as much of a pervert as I am, Lion. Well then, how about this? Are we even then? I spied on you, you came in my coffee. Score settled. Sounds fair to me. Pervert. So, got any favorite movies? I love horror movies, and I obviously love historical dramas. Anything medieval is right up my alley. Probably Crusade of Heaven. The director's cut. It isn't the most accurate movie, but damn, it's amazing. I guess I need to watch it. Oh my god, we have to watch it. I have the HD DVD. We have to watch it together. I promise not to talk over it. How well do you know it? Well... It's okay, Hazel. I can basically recite the Kings of the Earring word for word, so I feel your pain. Oh dear. What? Oh, don't tell me. Yeah, never seen it. You know, this used to surprise me, but I have met so many people who have not seen one of the best movies of all time. It's to the point where I'm not even shocked anymore. It just means we get to watch it together. Sounds like we got some dates lined up. Would you like that? Like what? To date. Like more than this? I want to be your boyfriend. Hazel's eyes lit up as he stared across at you. But you don't live around here. How are we gonna... don't worry about that. I'll figure it out. I just like being around you and you make me happy. I feel the same way. You want me to be your boyfriend? I'd love to. Even though I'm gonna wear dresses and makeup? I'd expect that. You look beautiful. Are you even gay? I don't think I really have a label. I just like people. And I like you a lot. Hazel smiled and looked down at their food. Well, we really ignored this, huh? I think they ordered it from Olive Garden. What? Yeah, like, the menu was almost identical. Oh my god, is this... Yeah, I think men come here to ogle at the waiters. I think they do more than just ogle. You look back at where Hazel was looking. From your seat, you could see an older fat man eating his food. Underneath his table, you spy the roller skate shoes and thigh-high socked legs of a waiter. The man looked to be eating his food with great difficulty and was short of breath. Oh, holy shit! You look back at Hazel and... he was gone! Hazel? Hey. Looking down, you saw Hazel. He was hiding under the table and he was unzipping your pants. Oh, okay, we're really going at it now. Wiping yourselves down, you two quickly snuck out of the restaurant, your food mostly untouched, your waiter not tipped. Usually you wouldn't do such a thing, but you felt like this was a special scenario. Stepping out of the restaurant, you were both laughing. I can't believe you did that! I feel like this is pretty par for the course at this point, Lion. Also, yeah, what y'all missed, basically, we had dessert. That's all there was, but, it was a very creamy dessert. That's all it was. Yeah, but, wow, that was wild. Did you like it? Getting blown by my beautiful date? Yeah, you know I just don't. Hazel slapped your arm. I'm being serious, you jerk, he said with a laugh. It was incredible. Good. Better have been. Something to take your mind off that waiter. Oh, were you jealous? I'm just happy you stayed and waited for me and didn't, well, you know. Screw the waiter. Thank you. I am quite incredible for not banging the waiter on our date. And they say chivalry is dead. I'm sure you could have at least gotten a quick sucky. Is that why you blew me? It was a side objective. I would have smelled the waiter's spit and probably twisted your balls off. Hello? God. Good thing I washed it off thoroughly. Hazel glowered at you for a moment. Kidding! Comedy! You were such a doofus! Hazel giggled and shivered suddenly. Jesus, it got cold quick. Hey, it'll be okay. I already ordered a ride. She'll be here in a minute. I'll offer to keep him warm. You held out your arms towards him. Come here. I got you. Oh, this is so cute! Hazel blushed and fidgeted in his spot before finally relenting. He wrapped his arms around your waist as you hugged him to you. Hazel sighed, his warm breath tickling your neck. You rubbed him back and held him. I'm only doing this because I'm cold. Yeah, whatever you need to tell yourself. He huffed, but then nuzzled into you more. You smiled and held him close to you. It felt right, like you two were made to perfectly interlock with each other. As weird as your first official date with him was, it was still fun. It still made your heart flutter to be near him. It was also nice to finally know about him. You felt like you were finally understanding the enigma that was Hazel. As if to spoil your fun, the ride showed up, prompting you to have to let go of Hazel. The two of you got into the car, and soon you were off to your hotel. The two of you enter your hotel room. Flicking on the light, Hazel steps inside and smiles. Whoa, you got a much bougier hotel room than I thought you would have. Tell me, Lion, what is that you actually do? You know so much about me, but I barely know you. You step into the kitchen area, leaving Hazel to stand there in suspense. I know you don't drink, but I wish I knew that before I got us this wine. Sorry to waste your money like that. Which is why I also got sparkling cider. No alcohol, just in case. Smart man. You pour 2 glasses and bring them over to Hazel. He takes one and smiles at you. You sigh and drink yours first. He drinks and his eyes light up. Whoa, that is good. Good alternative, I think. Are you going to answer my question, Lion? Okay, fine, but it's boring. The mystery's a lot more fun. Hazel smiles and sips his cider. I'm a consultant for big businesses. I help with advertising, self-image, management practices, money management, etc. I'm the guy you call if you want to turn a failing business into a successful one. I can lay out a marketing strategy, I can appoint the right people to be in charge. If there's a scandal, I can swoop in and make the public forget it even happened. So, you're a corpo band-aid? In a way, yeah. Kind of a shitty job, helping big corporations get out of trouble. Why not let them burn? Because I like fixing things, and they pay me a lot of money to fix things. But you're helping big businesses. Businesses that, in turn, shit on the little guy and make things harder for everyone. That is the nature of the world, Hazel. We are nearing closer and closer to a future where countries are gone and corporations own the world. Back in the day it was lords and kings. Then came the entrepreneur and suddenly castles went vacant. Monarchs overthrown and the Industrial Revolution shot us up the freaking moon. At the expense of child labor and stripping away people's rights? Forcing them into factories and coal mines? Yeah, it's bad. I'm not going to say that it's good. Am I working for the bad guys? Yeah. What better way to change than from the inside? Tearing it down from the outside and starting over? Maybe, or maybe people just as bad will take their place. It's kind of like communism in that way. Sounds fantastic on paper. We all take care of each other, no money, no one at the head of the table. We all work and help, but the issue is that someone has to be in charge initially. And that person never wants to give up that power, which is why communism never works in reality. So, yeah, I help corporations. I help them be better, instruct better policies, listen to the people. Has it worked? A little, but hey, little goes a long way. Hazel stood there, silent, swishing his glass in his hand. See? Not so fun now that you know. You can't really complain. You do what you do to get by. At the end of the day, that is all any of us can do, right? We try to be the best selves we can be and try our best to enrich the lives of people around us. That is a good motto to live by, Hazel. So, you still like me even if I'm a corpo? Hazel laughs. Yeah, I just like talking shit and debating. Guess college is doing a number on me. History, right? Right! Wow, you remembered? Well, of course. That is why I invited you out tonight. I wanted to get to know you, and to see if this is something we wanted to take a step further. Is that something that maybe you want too, Hazel? Hazel sat down on the couch and fidgeted a bit. He looked a bit nervous, and he kept rubbing the glass. How would we even work? I mean, you don't even live here. And we've just been on one date. I came back once, didn't I? I can do it again. You're seriously going to fly back and forth just to see if we can work out? Why not? I'm helping a company that has offices in the city. I can request to be checked up here for a while. That can give us time to figure us out. I'm honestly not worth the trouble, Lion. You sighed, staring at Hazel in his sexy outfit, looking so melancholic. You sat down next to him on the couch. Hazel flinched for a second, but decided not to move. I've had a pretty hollow life, Hazel. I haven't accomplished much, if any, of the things I set out to do when I got out of high school. Everything I have tried has failed, has utterly bit me in the ass. I've had no one, no spark of another person, and God have I tried. That all changed when I met you. Hazel looked up at you, confusion wrought all over his face. Me? When I saw you, I was enraptured. And now, talking with you, being around you, it feels right. We don't have to put a label on it. But I want to keep seeing you, Hazel. Hazel blushed, shifting on the couch. The air was tense between you. You were just close enough to feel that heat radiating off his smooth skin. You stared back into his eyes, and he looked away. Hazel exhaled and clenched his hand into a fist. We can do that, Lion. I'm not sure where this will go, but I know for sure I want to do it with you. The, journey, I mean. God, this is so weird for me, he said, shaking his head and pouting. Why is that? Well, it's awkward to admit, but this was my first proper date. Your eyes opened wide, and he scoffed involuntarily. You have got to be joking. Not in the slightest. Is it bad to ask why? I guess I took a long time to find out who I was. Am I a boy? Am I a girl? It's been a tough road. It's difficult to connect to others if you don't have a connection to yourself. Besides, no one wants to date the emo guy in a skirt. Well, some did. Some of the jocks did as a joke. Others too, but they were a bit creepy. I actually had a girlfriend once. We both thought it would help me, but no. So we became best friends and found out we had way more in common than we first realized. What do you mean by that? Hazel giggled. I'll tell you later. A boy has to keep some secrets, yeah? He said with a wink. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, don't judge me for not knowing how all this stuff works, okay? We aren't together, but I'm willing to learn how to do this with you. It'll be my honor. Are you serious about staying in town? You'd really uproot your life for a chance with me? Life is so short. The way I see it, we only get so many calls to adventure. I see no reason to deny it. Someone likes to watch video essays on YouTube. Hey, that was a really good metaphor. That you got watching YouTube? I knew it before I watched YouTube, thank you. Yeah, but you're the type that would. And how would you know? Hazel leaned in and whispered into your ear. Because I'm the type too. Now that is probably the hottest thing ever. Hazel laughs and lightly slaps your arm. Oh, shut up. What? It's true. You're awful. Hazel sat back, smiling. He looked around and soon found the remote for the TV, turning it on. Does your fancy hotel have RBO? Like After Dark RBO or Maximum? Hazel dropped his hand for a moment and scoffed at you. How did you think I would possibly get that reference? To RBO showing softcore adult videos at like 1 in the morning. I honestly didn't think you would. Trying to set up little old me and to ask you about something so you can explain it. Well, it was funny, so... You really do watch video essays a lot. Not much else to do. Well, allow me to occupy your time, hon. Do you think they got Evil Death on here? Wait, why did you pause? It's a legal thing. Uh-huh. Anyway, I never know what is on what streaming service anymore. Which one are you looking for? Any of them, really. Got a favorite? Evil Death 2. No way! That's my favorite one, too! It's the perfect blend of campy humor and true horror. I always imagine the switch to camp is just Bash's brain not being able to deal with all the demon stuff happening to him. So by the time we get to Bash versus Evil Death, it's just a joke to him. His mind is so broken that he can't be scared. Exactly. Alright, I'm looking for that one. Hazel stopped searching and jumped up excitedly. Well, what do you know? They have 2 on here. Wanna order some food and watch it? Hell yeah. But not Italian. Do you want to get some burgers? Sounds dope. You open your ride app and begin searching for food. Hazel got up and left for a bit. You scrolled through a bunch of nearby restaurants. Each one had some sort of deal to buy from them and not one of their competitors. In the distance, you could hear Hazel had started showering. You smirked, knowing that he could only be showering for one reason. Well, there were a lot of reasons, but you were really hoping it was because he wanted to, copulate. But was that all you 2 were? Or was this meant to be something more? Before he could continue pondering, you heard the shower turn off. You finished up ordering and hit submit. Christ, this is a long wait time. Is it that busy, or are there that few drivers out here? When Hazel came back, he smelled clean. Where did you run off to? Been a long afternoon. Just wanted to freshen up. Ready to watch his masterpiece? You bet. You shuffled to the side of the couch, and Hazel plopped down beside you. Hazel started the movie, and sat back down with a grin on his face. He didn't even mind that your arm was around his shoulder. You both settled back, and sipped the cider as Bash made his way to the cabin. It's so funny how they couldn't get the rights for the first film, so they reshot the first film. So this does add to the idea that it's another reality Bash, like in the show. You smiled at him. Now who's explaining? Sorry, can't help it. This is my favorite series. You big into horror? Oh, definitely. One of the most expressive and flexible genres ever. Did you see that? If you cut right as he falls, you can make the first and second film one big movie. Have you ever watched it like that? I have a copy on my computer that combines all 3 Bash films into one continuous story. It's really amazing watching his journey and how the Deadites changed him. I would love to watch it with you. Hazel blushed and turned to you. You sure? It's like 4 hours long. Then we better do it comfortably. Oh, man. I mean, I do need to put this up on Patreon, so yeah. But just in case that this actually does give us, like, a different line of dialogue, I'm curious what happens if we actually pull him close to watch the movie. You gently pull Hazel closer, and he smiles before nuzzling into your chest. The 2 of you sit there and watch as Bash fights his way through another night of deadites and blood. You can feel Hazel softly breathing on your chest. He clings to you, and it feels right. You both enjoy the film and each other's embrace. Your hand caresses his arm, and Hazel sighs contently. Every care in the world vanished the longer you held him. It was a deeply warming feeling, as if you were finally complete. Hazel? Huh? As he looked up at you with that beautiful face. You kissed him. He sighed and held it. His lips were so soft. He finally broke off and blushed at you. What was that for? Just wanted to kiss you. Right. He smirked, knowing that there was something you wanted to say. Something maybe he wanted to say. But neither of you did. Not yet. Is the food here yet? He asked, changing the subject. You pulled out your phone to check. Just about. Soon enough, the food arrived. The 2 of you finally had a decent meal as you finished the movie. Hazel was at the door of your hotel room. He glanced around apprehensively. What's wrong? It's just... Hazel rubbed at his arm nervously. I want to see you again, but I also seriously don't expect you to uproot your life for me. Hazel, No, Lion, it's okay. If I never see you again, I won't blame you. Honestly, I understand. It's a lot to ask of someone. And we aren't even together. Who knows? Maybe coming here, tethering my horse, staying in one spot. Maybe it's just what I need. Even if we don't work out, I think it'll be good for me. I hope so, Lion. Ah. Hazel steps up to you and plants a kiss on your lips. You hold him for a moment before he steps away. Thank you for tonight. It was wonderful. It was. Hazel smiles and waves at you. Have a nice night, Lion. You too, Hazel. Hazel left you there in the empty hotel room. Your flight back was in the morning, so you decided to head to bed. You went to sleep that night, feeling happy for the first time in a long time. Was this the right decision? Did it really matter? Hazel made you happy. You decided that once you got back home, you were going to make plans to move here. But for now, it's time to sleep. End of episode 2. So anyway, that's all the time I have for Hazelnut Latte. Thank you so much for watching. We will be back with another part of Hazelnut Latte if YouTube doesn't nuke this. I hope to God this stays, because this is actually genuinely one of my favorite visual novels out there. I keep mentioning that like Bewitching Sinners is one of my favorites, but aside from that, privately, this is actually one of my favorite visual novels, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, because this is honestly like such a fun story for me to cover, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. But in the meantime, hey, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a lovely rest of the day, and as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.